Good morning, Algebra 1. We're going to talk about quadratic transformations. That's 9-3. So if you're still having trouble, this is going to kind of help you, I hope. Quadratic transformations. Okay? And I'm going to fill this out and then we'll talk about some examples. So, see, it just kind of works like a little book. Okay? But remember we talked about A, and we said that if the absolute value of A is greater than 1, it's a stretch. If the absolute value of A is in between 0 and 1, it's compressed. Okay? And if A is less than 0, that means it's negative. It's a reflection. Okay? Now, the reason we have to consider absolute values is because -3 is still a stretch. Okay? -3 is still a stretch. -1/2 is still a compression. They're just also reflected. Okay? So, the x stays x. But the important thing is the minus is part of the formula. Okay? The x stays x. So nothing much for that one. H tells you, hey, it moves right or left. Be careful, because if you have something like x plus h, that's the same as x minus -h. So h would be a negative number, so you got to watch out for that. Okay? X is h. H is the x coordinate of the vertex. Okay? Okay. Don't forget the square. Do you know why that's important? Okay? That's what makes it quadratic. Okay? That's what makes it quadratic. Okay. And then last but not least, we've got K. K tells you that you're going to move up or down. Okay? This affects your range. Do you know why? Because it's the y coordinate of the vertex. Okay? That's why they call this vertex form. Okay, so you've got the little foldable. Let's look at some examples. Okay, so if I've got y equals 2x squared, my parent function is y equals x squared. What's different? Well, it's got this 2. Well, 2 is an A. And we know that A tells you stretched, compressed, or reflected. So this 2 tells me stretched. Okay? That's all it tells me. I don't have anything else. I just have an A. When I look at this next one, well, I don't have an A. I don't have an H. This is a K. And K tells me up or down. Because it's positive, it's going to go up 4. Okay? This one, I don't have an A. I do have an H. H equals 3. That means right 3. Okay? Is this helping? Hope so. All right. This one. Ooh, I've got an A. Ooh, I want to think of this as x minus -1 quantity squared because h is -1. Now, this has two parts. It's got a negative, it's got a 3. The negative tells me reflected. The 3 tells me stretched. The -1 tells me left one. Okay? So that negative says reflected, 3 says stretched. And because h is really -1, I have to think minus, because minus is part of my formula. Okay, look at the next one. It's got an A, and it's got a K. A tells me stretched, compressed, or reflected. This one's a fraction. Okay? If that would have been 3/2 or 5/2 or 4/3, it would have been a stretch because that's greater than 1. Because it's between 0 and 1, it's a compression. So it's compressed. That makes it wider. It doesn't go up as fast. Okay, -5 means down 5. Okay? All right, let's look at the last one. Ooh, it's got lots of parts. It's got a negative, it's got a 4, so that A's got 2 parts. It's got an H, it's got a K. Okay, do you remember what the negative means? Yeah, reflected. And the 4 means it's stretched. Because it's -5, H is 5. And that means right 5. K is 12. That means up 12. And the thing I like about these is I know that my vertex is 5, 12. I know it opens downwards because it's got a negative. I know that it's going to be very skinny because it's stretched. But I could graph it if I really wanted to. Okay? Hope that helps. Have a good day.